The Chinese government is no longer licensing general strategy MBAs because they feel the market is oversaturated and the qualification has become devalued. So are they right, and what does this mean for Master of Business Administration or MBA programs worldwide? Well, to discuss this, let's talk to Professor Steve Parente, Associate Dean of MBA Programmes at the University of Minnesota's Carlson School of Management. I'm Sarah Lockett. Welcome to the Business Debate. Professor Parente, Steve, welcome to the London Stock Exchange studios.
Pleasure to be here.
So would you agree, do you think, that the general non-industry specific MBA is dead?
Don't think it's quite dead yet. I think it's resting. I think it's going through a lot of development. There's been a tremendous growth in MBAs over the last 45 years, all emphasizing in the general strategy area, but it might be too general.
So what is the answer to that saturation, do you think?
I think MBA has to become a little more specialized in terms of the areas that it focuses on. We've been experimenting with that, looking at industry-specific MBAs. Part of it is to find what the employers want to see, and a general strategy MBA may not necessarily be the right ticket.
And you've actually found some unexpected benefits from operating a health-specific MBA. It acts as a sort of forum. Tell me about that.
Well, it was unexpected that way. We wanted to have a degree program that looked at all of the aspects of the medical industry. So that includes health insurance and finance, as well as healthcare delivery and hospitals, and then finally medical technology and devices and such. And we found that those three different subsectors don't talk to each other very much. So once we put them all in a room together, we found we were almost a demilitarized zone where they could all kind of share a lot of ideas. And it ended up creating a great forum for not just ideas, but also for employers to think about new ideas and programs, as well as future research.
So everyone
projects.
Got a lot more out of it than just learning.
Correct. There was much more having that collaboration coming together than we ever thought.
Now you're specialising in highly profitable but highly regulated industries. We think about energy, financial services, technology, agriculture. Why are you doing that?
Mostly because they're so highly regulated, they are highly profitable. To understand those complex industries because of the regulation means that you have a sense of what their economic barriers to entry are, and you have a better sense of how to price things higher. Those industries can offer more higher paying jobs for MBAs. They can offer more challenging jobs for them. And I think in the long run career move, it actually gives the student better stability in their career as they go forward.
And you've even tailored one MBA course to people doing one specific job, haven't you? How unusual is that?
It's pretty unusual. That's our industry MBA. Now granted, it actually focuses on 4 industries: healthcare, financial services, technology, and energy, but it is targeted at U.S. Congressional Hill staffers. Now, actually it turns out Congressional Hill staffers have many jobs. They actually look at all those different industries. But what's exciting about it is they're getting it right at that career point where they're going to get a lot of return on investment. They're not making very much money, and many times their only avenue is really lobbying when they're done, or maybe a consulting job. This gives them the opportunity to be entrepreneurs. They can go back home. They don't have to stay in the DC area. And I think it's a really unique opportunity, and actually exportable. It could work for other countries as well, the UK and China.
Now, companies are increasingly bringing their MBA programs in-house. We have the business magazine Forbes saying there are some 4,000 of them in the US alone at the moment. Is that a good thing?
I personally think it's not necessarily a good thing, because I think it actually limits the perspective of what a student can see if they're in a full MBA program with a lot of different cases, whether they be kind of dead cases that have been around for a while, or live cases where actual projects where students are working on different real challenges that go outside of the firm where they might be learning about their MBA. So I understand why firms are doing that. It could be cheaper and it's a way to accelerate them, but I think there's a real opportunity that students might miss out, and they're not going to be with that firm for the rest of their life either.
And the number of students even applying to do MBAs has halved since 2007. So that's a real disconnect with the oversupply, isn't it?
It absolutely is. I mean, you have the oversupply coupled with the fact that demand has fallen off. There have been some replacements of professional MS programs in management, but they haven't really replaced the MBA yet. Many employers are still looking for that area.
And what do you think is the sort of fallout? What's going to happen about that oversupply?
I do think that certain programs are going to get smaller. I think some of them might actually shut down. Some schools may merge their programs. We have to see how some of the new online programs sort of adjust and grow and figure out how things go forward. So there's definitely going to be some changes ahead. The strong programs will probably remain to be strong and probably go on for quite some time.
Now, MBAs aren't cheap, are they? Maybe $70,000. And so what would you say about the return on that investment?
I think the return's actually fairly good. I mean, $70,000 seems very expensive for this. However, if you're starting with, say, $50,000 of an undergraduate degree, and you pay that $70,000, you might have a starting salary of $140,000, $150,000. So if in a fairly short span of time, if your expenses aren't that high, you might have a very good return.
Well, Steve, thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
And join us next time when we'll be discussing the latest innovations in sustainability and also global food security. Bye-bye for now.